my dungarees. Look, feel like a real farm girl now. Hello, come in. Hi guys, welcome to this week's update. We are just 2 days away from moving onto the land and into our temporary house/workshop. So Chris and I are just going to walk you through the final touches leading up to us moving in, as well as what we've been up to on the land.
So as Amy mentioned, we got 2 more days and then we're moving in, so lots happened over the last week and a half or so. So let me quickly take you around what's been happening. So we finally got the team that actually was supposed to do the floor in. It has turned out a bit more rugged feel, but in the end I think we're quite happy with it because it is going to be a workshop, so you don't want it too perfect. With the floors being finished and having their final coat of wax put on, we could finally get our carpenter in to install the doors and windows. It looks absolutely incredible. There's certain details that we hadn't seen before, like this top section over here where the old wood is absolutely incredible. We do need a final clean on the windows, but I just wanted to show you the detail while we're busy talking about the doors and the windows. There's beautiful engravings of swallows, but the doors and the windows must have come from separate buildings. So you'll see on the doors, we've also asked them to engrave the same swallows, which makes them match very, very nicely. Because they are original and old, there's certain little quirks that we really, really enjoy. For instance, here we've got a few nails that have been knocked in, and you can see some evidence of pattern behind it, which I'm assuming was the nails we used to hold down like a certain type of copper or gold thread. We've also got the original hinges in working condition. We're so happy the way the windows and doors have turned out and all come together so nicely. And yes, I'm already walking up our loft ladder. We ordered this maybe 7-8 days ago. They made it off site, they brought it in, installed it, everything happened so quickly. The finished product, as you can see, very spacious. Apart from 1 or 2 beams, it's got a very nice layout, nice rectangle, so we can pretty much use 2 sides of it if we want to. We've got this wonderful little side railing, which we made it specifically to the size, so if we wake up in the morning and we need to do some journaling or something like that, we can. And it also keeps us safe from rolling off our bed onto the floor. All in all, we're so glad that we decided to add this on, as it wasn't part of the original design. Really looking forward to start sleeping up here.
I've been wanting to make my own clothes for a long time now, and my friend Freely has inspired me to finally get my own sewing machine and start making my own clothes and whatever else I want to make. So I jumped onto Marketplace in Bali because that's what the locals use, and I found this 110-year-old original singer from an old man in Bali who refurbished it. Look at this beauty. In all honesty, I've never really looked at a sewing machine, let alone used one, so I've got a lot to learn, but once we move onto the land, I'm going to have plenty of time to do that. So initially we were only going to move onto the land on the 22nd of August, which falls on a full moon, and when we have our big Malaspas ceremony planned. But because the builders managed to finish up a bit sooner, we're getting to move in about 2 weeks early. But that also means that we're needing to have another ceremony because we need to bless the space and cleanse the space before we start sleeping here. So tomorrow is new moon. It's a perfect auspicious day to hold a ceremony. So together with the locals, we're going to cleanse the space, and then the next day we're going to move in.
We also got to the land this morning and we found our delivery of my fiber ceramic blanket. The intention of this is to keep heat in. There's 2 things that we're planning on doing with it. The one is we've got our local metal worker to create a kiln for us. So what we plan on doing there is making our own charcoal, which we'll be using in our filtration system later. And then the other reason is because we'll be having our own fire heating system for our geyser. So we'll need a tank to store the water, and we'll be wrapping this around it to keep the hot water as warm for as long as possible.
Got planting on our front boundary wall. Some of the plants we got from our locals who got them from the surrounding area, and the other plants we got, these over here, the taro plants, we dug them up from parts of the land and transplanted them, and they seem to be taking nicely. It's still got some time to grow before this becomes a beautiful green space, but with rainy season on the way, it's going to be a matter of time before this is looking beautiful and lush. Although our wall's up, we're still going to get a gate made for the driveway as well as this pedestrian entrance. So in the meantime, I've started planning what we would like to have here. I've planted some granadilla or passion fruit on either side so that eventually it will grow up and be able to create a beautiful archway over our pedestrian entrance. So one big thing that we're learning about is the time that things take to grow. We ordered some more banana trees this week, got planting them around the land. I don't think we can have enough banana trees and papaya trees. And then I've also started planting some mangoes and some avos and jackfruit from fruits that we've eaten. It's a work in progress, and in the end it's going to feel so rewarding to know that we've selected these seeds and grown them from scratch.
Although most of our attention's been on the house lately, we did manage to have a lot of progress on the pond. I managed to secure our different steps that are going to go along the different drops, the waterfall foam that I spoke about previously. We also started planting along the sides just to give it as much time to grow and also soften the stones with the green. We've had some heavy rainfall and that's sort of filled the ponds, also giving us a feeling of how it will look.
What's in the box?
The pump has arrived. I hope it's the right one.
Since we received our pump, I'm hoping to get that connected over the next couple of days, and can't wait to show you guys how it sounds and feels. So as you can see, there's no slipping and sliding happening. This week we also decided to do a slight extension. We reduced the length of our stream, which is actually perfect. Because we did all the excavations and digging for the stream, once we closed it off, it created the perfect path just where we needed it. So that helped a lot with the workload, and we managed to get it done just in a day and a half. So we'll show you now what it looks like. As you can see, Amy's busy walking past one of our trees, and that's one of the reasons that we're making the paths, so we can make sure we're looking after all the trees.
Look at this banana. We thought that this one was on its way out. It was completely soggy, and so we cut it off, and then just maybe a week later it shot out this one, and look how it's grown. Bananas are incredible.
Jump back on the path. Poof.
Yes, nice. These are one of my seedlings that I've now found a home for on the land. Did you plant this one?
No.
So I was a little bit confused when I saw this papaya tree growing here, because I thought it was one of the seedlings that we had planted last week, but then I couldn't understand how it had grown so quickly. Between Chris and I, we discussed it and realized that this is actually not one that we've planted. It's just a papaya tree that's delivered by nature. Luckily, our helper on the land knows how much we value fruit trees, and so when he was preparing this pathway, he didn't chop it out of the ground. The only challenge with not planting something from seed is that we don't know the quality of the fruit that's going to come from this tree, but we've decided to leave this one here and see what comes from it. Stocking up, mister.
Whole new country, whole new set. This is the most rain we've had, and this is when our delivery arrived and we arrived home.
This is shopping for our house in Midtown. So tell us what's happening.
So we chose the rainiest day to move the only furniture piece that we made. So our delivery guys have gone to get a cover for it, so we can still do it today even though it's raining, because tomorrow we've got the ceremony at the land, so we can't do it tomorrow morning, and then the following day we want to move in, so it's happening. Okay.
You're matching the plastic and the drum.
So we managed to get it all on, and let's see how the trip goes. Yeah.
It fits. Ha! Luckily we got gifted with a free chamois today.
Day of the ceremony. We have a little bracelet, a little frame. And here's our other little butterfly with her wings, her coconut wings. So we thought we'd just quickly capture this moment as it's another first where we'll be arriving on the land and not leaving the land to go sleep somewhere else.
Today we dressed in our traditional attire. We get quite used to this actually. It's
I
quite
know, I love
comfortable.
this sarong.
So nice.
Amazing.
Today we're having a Nyambe ceremony, and that's just to cleanse the house. We've got a big ceremony in 2 weeks' time, but this one's just so that we can sleep in the house for the first time.
How sweet is that tea?
Already got a new resident dog. Maybe she's just here for the chicken, the chickens that have been prepared for the offering.
So on our way back from the land where we had our ceremony called
Nyambe.
Nyambe, we needed some floor mats. So we stopped off at like a 7-Eleven type thing, but in our local way, so I think we got local price. So for 2 mats, very nice, like in our country, South Africa, this could be considered very chic actually. For both, we got paid $1, so that's South African rands, like 15 rand. And then because we don't have a shower door, we're going to be putting this,
Because it's an outside shower.
it's an outside shower. We're going to be putting this around the shower with some bamboo poles, and this we paid a whole 50 rand, that equals $3. So we sorted.
It's moving day. Sudasi up, already ready. Our first time arriving home officially.